Hello guys, welcome to the Indian Value Investor. I am Suraj Subramanian, your investment guru. Welcome to the second part of the video series, Stock Market Terms Made Easy. In the last video, we saw about graphs, last traded price, volume, price fluctuation, etc. So in this video, we'd be seeing about the subsequent terms that are there on the screen. So without wasting much time, let's quickly get started to today's video. By the way, in the description below, I am giving all the terms that I'll be explaining in this video. So if you're already familiar with the terms that are explained in this video, you may quickly skip this video and move on to the next video. So let's continue from where we left off in part 1. The next term that you can see on the screen is the bid price. Bid price is the highest price that the buyers are willing to pay for the stock at that particular point of time. In the stock market, the buyers are always looking for a lower price to buy their stocks, and the sellers in the stock market are always looking for a higher price to sell their stocks. Now, this bid price tells you the highest price that the bidders are willing to pay at a particular point of time. In this example of ITC, you can see that the buyers are willing to pay 207 rupees 5 paise for the stocks of ITC at 11:31 am. Also, you can see in the brackets the quantity that the bidders are asking for at that particular price, in this case which is 348. I would like to show you a peculiar case that happened with Alok Industries on 3rd of July 2020. On the screen, you can see that there are absolutely no bidders for Alok Industries. In the upcoming part of the video, I'd be explaining as to why this happens. Now, just below this bid price, there is something called the offer price. Offer price is the lowest price that the sellers are asking for the stock. In this case, it is 207 rupees 10 paise. You can see that in this case of ITC, the ask price or the offer price is 5 paise more than the bid price. Also, you can see that there are 1615 shares that are available for offer at a price of 207 rupees 10 paise. Now let's see, when can a trade happen. A trade can happen in this scenario only if the bidders are ready to increase their bid price by 5 paise or the sellers are ready to decrease their ask price by 5 paise. This brings us to our next term, the closing price. Stock markets in India are open from 9:15 am to 3:30 pm from Monday to Friday. In this example, you can see the previous close price of ITC is 205 rupees 85 paise. This is the close price as on the closing hours of the previous day of trading, that is on the 2nd of July 2020. This means that on 2nd of July 2020, the last traded price at 3:30 pm was 205 rupees 85 paise. Likewise, open price is the exact price for which the first shares got traded on the opening hours, that is at 9:15 am on 3rd of July 2020. Please note that all these figures are given for National Stock Exchange. You can find a small toggle button at the top of the screen shared which will give you data for Bombay Stock Exchange as well. Also, it is interesting to note that the closing price of the stock and the opening price of the stock is in the same. If you have seen my previous video as to why stock prices fluctuate, you will understand that there is a clear overnight increase in demand for the stocks of ITC. You can see a clear increase in 2 rupee 15 paise for the stocks of ITC overnight. The next term that we have up here for discussion is today's high low. I know you must be wondering why I have not discussed VWAP. I would be covering VWAP in the third part of this video series. As the name clearly suggests, today's high or low is the highest price at which the shares were traded since the opening hours of the trading session, and also the lowest price at which the shares were traded since the opening hours. So you can see from our ITC example that the share has reached a peak price of 208 rupees 40 paise and a lowest point of rupees 206 ever since the markets opened today. You can also verify the same from the graph, which pretty clearly shows us the same. So that's all for part 2 of the video series, Stock Market Terms Made Easy. See you shortly with part 3.